Hey everyone, it's Neptorka here, back for another reaction video. We have the April Gacha report. I've been waiting for this one. This one's gonna be interesting. I scrolled all the way down, so I don't know who's at the top, but I'm willing to bet that Honkai Star Rail's really high up there. And it's gonna make a lot of people mauled on the internet. Crash outs abound. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go through, I'm going to tell you what I know from the games I play, which, 50 games, not even all of my games are on this list, but it'll give you some perspective. So, let's see. So, Persona 4 came into the mix here. 12 spots up. Hey, not bad. It's improving. I don't know if it had some type of, anniversary or whatnot, but here it is. One Piece Treasure Cruise, IP holding the game strong. Same thing with Jujutsu Kaisen, holding the game strong. We have another Eden. Damn, look at this. 17 spots up. But it only had 1 million last month. I mean, that kind of tells you how crunched together, like, $1 million is. There's a lot of units. There's a lot of games in that area right there. So, Bang Dream Girls Band Party. This has been dropping a lot lately. I wonder if it's just going out of style. People are bummed with it, or they've just had a lot of dead patches. But we'll see in the future. Punishing Grey Raven. Pretty much stayed the same. Tokyo Debunker. I hadn't even heard of this. So now I kind of want to see what it's all about. I'll have to check it out. AFK Arena. I always get lost as to which AFK games are the current one. And it seems like AFK Arena is, it's holding steady. I always kind of feel it's sketch when they come in with the exact same number. I feel like something sketchy is going on there, and they're not revealing their real numbers. They're just giving some fake ass ones out. We'll see. Light Night. This is another Girl Coomer game. Dropping off. My guess is that Love in Deep Space is still pretty high up there. Girls are spending their life savings on that. Forget the makeup, the clothes. Love in Deep Space. Hot dudes. Wizard Variants Daphne. I don't know if, like, there was a lot of content creators who were really excited about this. I don't know if, like, this is a lull in its patch, or if the surge from people here in the global side pushed it up to 5 million, and now it's going to start settling downward. It, is originally going to be. I'm not sure. But, yeah. 3 million is still respectable. Heaven Burns Red. I think this is finally settling where it is in global. Quite a while ago, this was almost #1 game in the world, and that was only when it was out in Japan. So, pretty impressive. We'll see how this goes. But I have a feeling it's kind of settling into its place here, and it'll probably average around this for a long time. I really wish we had, like, the split regions like we used to have. It made things easier to see, like, especially with games with, like, different patches in different regions. You could see how good a game was, but we don't have that anymore. So, 7 Deadly Sins. This has been around for a while. Nothing to worry about here. Epic 7. You can see this 23 spots up. That's actually pretty crazy. That's kind of weird. I didn't think Epic 7 was off the list last time, but maybe it was. And then for those of you who don't know, Epic 7 just released the Origins patch. Fire Crow was released, and a busted Light Arunga came out. So a lot of people are spending money on that. Plus, there was a Selector Mythic banner, which people spent a lot on. And I have a feeling it's just, it'll probably stay around this number for the next month, because Arunga is still going, and she's considered really busted. And then also Renak just came out literally, like, I think yesterday. So I think a lot of the revenue people will be spending into that, because she's a limited unit and she's really, She's pretty good, at least from everything, what people have been saying so far. So AFK Journey, I think this is, I can't remember if this is the old one or the new one, but it's kind of sliding off a bit. I wonder if it's gonna slide more. I'm not quite sure. I like AFK Journey. I keep forgetting whether like there's AFK Journey 2 or 1 or whatever, but we'll see up above if there's another one. Solo leveling Arise. This just continues to fluctuate between this, I would say 3 million and 7 million. So nothing new here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Card games are kind of the rage right now, so it doesn't surprise me that it's doing well. Memento Mori. Another time in which it's the same amount and it's a flat number. I don't trust it. I'm still shocked that Memento Mori makes so much money. It's very visually beautiful, but that's about it. Disney's Twisted Wonderland. I'm not sure, but this I think was released last month. So I think this is just going to continue to go down, down, down. Sorry. Reverse 1999. This is combined. We had the half anniversary patch just about a week ago. So this number is probably including that for global side. There's different stuff on the Chinese side. So it's not surprising that it went up. However, it's not like a really hype half anniversary patch. So I'm a small, you know, like 33% bump is, I say small, but a small 33% bump sounds more reasonable considering that this isn't the, you know, the biggest anniversary. The first half anniversary was Junangza, and that one was much bigger, I think, than this one, which was Zhang Yue, I think her name is. Really cool unit, but and a really fun story, but it's just not as big as that or Lucy. So we'll see what comes up next, but I think this game is just going to continue to coast very well. Reverse 99 is one of the best gacha games out there right now. Azure Lane, this actually kind of surprises me. I don't think there were any URs recently, and we're in kind of a like, we just got the Dutch added to the game, so like it's a new faction, but it's still not a UR. So it doesn't surprise me that it went down, but I am surprised that this number was so high, considering that last patch, I think, was nothing more than just Franklin and some US ships, but Franklin had some really big boobs, so maybe that's what it is. However, at the end of May, they should have a UR. I don't know if it'll come like June 1st or it'll come at the end of May. Whether or not depends. When that drops is when you're going to see a change in this. Either this drops even more and drops to, you know, like 3 million or so, or this shoots up because people are going to be buying skins, all kinds of stuff for the UR event. Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. Huge drop in this. Don't be surprised. People have been saving forever for Klukai. Her banner's over. In fact, after this, I'm going to be going to pull for Vecti. I was trying to say Mekti and Vector at the same time. For Vector, Mekti was the one that was in the kind of the majority of April. So she wasn't as popular as Klukai was. And so this is expected. I would expect this to rebound next month because Yuhi will be coming out in May. And in terms of fan service, she's one of the popular ones. So expect this one to go up. She comes out after Vector, and Vector will be done about mid-May. So plus people, a lot of people use Kyongju as their main DPS, and Vector is a flame support. So people are going to be buying Vector for that purpose as well. So I would expect this number to go up by the end of May, especially because of Yuhi. Gakuen Idolmaster. I don't know much about the Idolmaster. Flat million numbers. Don't really know how much you can trust it, but it is seems to be pretty steady. Beyond the World, I believe this is another Girl Coomer game dropping. I don't know much about it, to be honest. I like it. I'm not interested in the Girl Coomer games, so I don't know what they're doing. So Ensemble Stars, this always continues to do well. It'll fluctuate between this. So even though it lost, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Hatsune Miku, Colorful Stage, another one that just continues to roll along. And if you're in these numbers, by the way, like these 6 to 5 to 8 million, you're doing fantastic. Omnioji, I don't even know if I pronounced that right. Never heard of it. I don't even know if it's global, so I'll have to take a look. Dragon Ball Legends, Dragon Ball. They must have had a really big patch, because I remember looking at this last month and it shot up from where it normally is. So I think 6 million is around where it generally is. So it must have had a big patch, and that's what did it for that. And same thing with Uma Musume. This game at one point, maybe about a year and a half ago, was one of the best #1 selling games out there. By itself in Japan. It's like Japan sometimes can just push out some serious, like, top of the line sellers. This has been slated to go to global for a long time now. I don't know how popular it's going to be. They're taking too long. And I think because they're taking too long, people are just not going to be interested. But this is a huge drop off. So I'm really wondering what the hell was going on. This had to have been a special patch. So I'm really surprised at this drop off. This is, though, 6 million. It's more kind of what we've been seeing from them. So Blue Archive, Kisaki. There's your answer. 2 million increase, you know, almost a 50% increase. 100% Kisaki. Kisaki came out. She's one of the best kind of hyper buffers in the game. People were saving their pyroxenes for that, and it shows. So Infinity Nikke is currently going through some struggles because, well, they're going through some struggles because of some monetary decisions that they have made. Stupid monetary decisions that they have made that have pissed off the fan base. So it doesn't surprise me that it's dropped. Whether it will recover, I do not know. Will it go back to being in the 9, 12, 10 million region? We'll see. But it's been here pretty consistently since it launched back in December. We'll see what happens. Dokkan Battle also must have been a big patch. I wonder if these two games, Dokkan Battle and the other, I can't even find where the other Dragon Ball Legends, I wonder if they kind of sync their releases in terms of, like, characters. Like, okay, we're going to focus on Vegeta this time, or focus on Goku. I don't know. I don't play the Dragon Ball Z games. But it's the same story as the last Dragon Ball Legends. Oh, it's right down here. Pretty hefty drop-off. So, don't know. But, yeah. One Piece Bounty Rush. So this is the better One Piece game. It's still staying steady. And from my knowledge, there's always one of the One Piece games at least decently up the list. And it looks like it's this one. I can't remember if there's a third one or not. But Madoka Magica. I'm sure I'll get plenty of haters for this, but I hate this movie and show so much. I remember watching it and I was so pissed. I went through my computer and deleted every fan art I had of the show. I had fan art on my computer because I go to a website and I just download whatever I think it looks cool. And I kept seeing a lot of these, so I was like, oh, I guess I need to go try this anime. And I tried it, and I was like, I hate this. I don't like any type of depressing endings or anything like that. And so, if you know Madoka Magica, yeah, you know how that goes. Anyways, there's been an increase in popularity in this recently, and I don't know what it's for. I just know that I've been seeing it more in my feed and so forth, so pretty interesting. We have Summoner's War, still going strong many years later. Puzzles and Dragons. Man, I don't know where the appeal is, but the appeal is there, I guess. So, Nikkei, this is going to freaking shoot through the roof. In fact, I'm surprised it's not higher. What was before this? What was March? What was... Some really big tits were released in March. Maybe that was it. Anyways, Mihara didn't get released until, like, today. So we're not going to see Mihara numbers, and it could be that people, even though Little Mermaid came out, people were holding until Mihara, you know, maybe, you know, get Mihara, get a copy of Little Mermaid, get Mihara, and then decide what you want to go into. That's personally what I'm doing, and I'm sure there are other people who are doing that. So we'll see. It looks like it'll be a little split in terms of the money here. I expect this though to go up though because of that. Because Mihara's got bigger boobs, she doesn't have a squeaky voice, and because of the reasons that I just stated. You know, people have been saving for that. Cookie Run, I don't know nothing about it. Same thing with Battle Cats. You know, one of these days I'll have to try these games that make millions. That look like they shouldn't be making millions. SD Gundam G Generation Eternal. Never heard of this. I'll have to check and see if it's in English and try it out. That's pretty crazy. So now we get to the top 10. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. We'll see what happens. So, Monster Strike, know nothing about it, but once again, Japanese only title that everyone loved. Like, word spreads so fast in Japan. When a game becomes popular, man, it's just like everywhere. And they make millions really quickly. And it's sometimes, you know, considering how good the game is or like the developers are, it takes a while for it to die off. So, like Monster Strike, Heavens Burns Red, and Uma Musume, all the same thing. Uma Musume, I'm pretty sure came out before the anime. The anime came from the game. So, like, that gives you an idea of just how good it was. So we have Fate Grand Order. I haven't played this game in forever, and I still don't know how it makes money because its monetization pisses me off. But maybe they fixed things and I just didn't know. I don't know. We'll see in the future, but Fate Grand Order still going strong. Still enough people to buy stuff. Arknights, jeez, continuing to do well. Makes you really excited for Arknights Enfield. I think it's gonna be crazy cool and a lot of fun to play. I'm super excited for it. I can't wait till it comes out. I hope it's not like 2026. I hope it comes out this year. So that's number 8. Number 7, we have Zenless Zone Zero. The only thing I did notice from opening this up is there was a lot of green at the top. That's all I know. Who was it? Trigger? Yeah, it was Trigger. And Vivian. I don't think Vivian participated much in these. But Trigger was, I think, was at the end of March. Like the very tail end of March. So it's kind of interesting that it went up. It's only a small bit. Well, small, 6 million is quite a lot. 5 million, I mean. 5.5. But, like, I'm surprised Vivian got that much. Maybe people were just desperate for an Ether DPS. I don't know. I know I want an Ether DPS, but I don't want Zhu Yuan. Like, it's just not my thing. And I didn't really like Vivian. The problem with ZZZ, Wuthering Waves, or any of those games, like, you have to, like, play the character, and you really have to enjoy the play style. You can't pull for just waifu, I feel like, in those games, because if you do, like, you're just getting a character for collection purposes only, because if it's not fun to play, like, it's not fun to play. Whereas, you know, turn-based games like Honkai Star Rail or Epic 7 or whatnot, you can pull for waifu, because as long as there's some semblance of balance, like, you can play your favorite character. So, yeah. Alright, so we have number 6, Genshin Impact. Dropped a ton. The majority of this month, I think, was the leftover from Verisa and then other units. I'm actually surprised it went down so much. because Yolonin is up right now. But I think I was also surprised back last month that it made 39 million for Verissa. Like, I didn't think Verissa was that great. I ended up getting her, and I still don't know why I got her, but I was just like, I don't know, I just kept pulling. I hope I'm still able to get Skirk when she comes out. I'm gonna be irritated if I can't now. I just know that I'm not interested in a Escoffier, so I like, this is the second like ice support DPS that they're bringing to the game. It's kind of stupid. I don't know. Kind of disappointing, but yeah, I expect this to go down even more. Well, maybe not go down. It may break even because Escoffier is gonna release in a week, so there will be more like headway as opposed to the last one. But so it'll probably go up, but not by much. Maybe in the 27-28 range for the month of May. But after that, it's probably going to go down again until if Skirk comes out in the next patch after Escoffier, that will be the patch that Genshin Impact explodes and goes back to up to one of the top ones. Plus, we're getting closer and closer to what should be the new region patch. I mean, it's hard to believe, but we've been in Natlan for a year now or so. So that's interesting. All right, number 5, Wuthering Waves. All right. Can't even tell what that is. Anyways, Wuthering Waves, it stayed the same. It's its first anniversary. I personally am not a huge fan of Zani's play style. I have Phoebe, so that was never an issue for me. But I'm not a huge fan of Zani's play style. I'm actually going to be going for Chakona. And they've got the big anniversary banner, but it's only been out for about 4 or 5 days, so it's not huge. Before that, damn. A Shorekeeper rerun only managed to pull in 23. What was before that? What was March? March was Cantarella. That's not a good look. Cantarella brought in money because she was hot and had big tits. Shorekeeper brings in money because she is, in my opinion, the best unit in the game. Like, she's so good. You should, like, if there's a pull value chart, I would be surprised if she should be number 1 on everyone's pull value chart, period. Like, no question. So I'm a little surprised that it was only a slight bump. Which means that even with the anniversary, I bet you it drops. Because even though I like Chakona and I want to pull for her, I guarantee you that I'm in the minority and that most people were looking forward to Zani. They've probably already done their pulls, even though it's only been a couple of days. So this is not a good look. I would expect Wuthering Waves to drop to 15 million or so next patch, and that's going to be what it is, you know? So let's move up and see what this next one is. So Naruto Mobile, 35 million. Oh man, we're starting to jump now. It's Chinese only, so I don't know how good it is, but that's a huge jump. So they must have had a huge patch. All right, let's see what number 3 is. Pokemon TCG dropped 2. $61 million. Guys, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. The next... You know what's going to happen. $61 million. Like, that's a huge drop off for Pocket TCG, and I don't know what's going on. April, a new Pokemon pack dropped, so I would assume that $25 million is people going to spend their money on the new packs instead of spending it in game for virtual packs. So that would be my guess. 61. So there's two in front of this. One of them is Love in Deep Space, and one of them is Honkai Star Rail. Let's see what number 2 is. But both of them are above 61 million. All right, let's see. Love in Deep Space. You know what's coming. 65 million. The girl Coomers calmed down just a little bit, but they'll be back to. I'm sure they'll be back to it soon enough. And now we see just how much money HSR made. Oh gosh. 102 million. Oh no, the game is dying. Look at what they did. Oh. Man, you knew this was coming. You knew it. Like, mind you, the stars kind of aligned. Like, it launched at the beginning of the month, okay? It was a popular character. Its animations looked awesome, okay? It looked really cool. It does have a global passive, but I guarantee you a lot of people were not pulling for that global passive, okay? So all the bitching and whining from the Kuro bots and everyone else, you know, the people who were like, oh, I'm gonna quit the game because there's a global passive. Oh, man. They're eating shit now. Oh, gosh. We haven't seen 100 million in a game in a while. Maybe it hasn't been too long, but, you know, it's been a few months since we've seen 100 million. I think maybe Pokemon TCG got there, but we haven't seen 100 million from a Hoyo game in a while. Especially whenever Zenless came out, like, they've been split between the 3 games, and it's been hard to hit that amount. This is crazy good for the game. The second anniversary rewards, you know, there are issues with the second anniversary that people had. However, the interesting thing is that a lot of the shit that they got for their second anniversary, people ignored for Wuthering Waves, and that gives you an idea of just how big of a deal it actually was. They were hating on the game just for the sake of hating on the game, which is really irritating to deal with, but that's what these people do. They you know, they can't hide their bias. It's pretty pathetic. But man, this is interesting. Not a good look for Wuthering Waves, and a pretty amazing look for Honkai Star Rail. Of course, it's going to drop next month. There's no way that Anaxa is going to be able to carry these kinds of numbers, and I don't think we'll see these numbers for a while. Probably until the Fate collab. When the Fate collab drops, you're gonna see these numbers pop off again. And do keep reminded that both of these had like those big, you know, 5 character banners. Wait, did Honkai Star Rail have one of those? Maybe not. Honkai Star Rail's had one of those in the past, but maybe they didn't this past one. No, they didn't. They do. They have a triple banner right now. Or they did. It was like Jiao Cho, Ling Sha, and one other maybe. I can't remember. So they did have a triple banner. Wuthering Waves has a quintuple banner. People were bitching about the triple banner and then pretending that it didn't exist with the Wuthering Waves one. And the Wuthering Waves one was a huge double banner because it had Phoebe on it. And you're nuts if you're not getting Phoebe first and then Zani. That's kind of just the truth. Yeah. Damn. I mean, I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. I just didn't know if they were going to beat Love and Deep Space and Pocket TCG. Like, that's the only thing I didn't know. But I knew this was coming. Popular character, popular animations. They gave kind of spending rewards that are common in all gacha games, but for some reason people who needed something to grab onto so that they could hate the game did it, which I mean was funny because then they did the same thing in Wuthering Waves and they didn't say anything about it. The night market, for instance, the night market is it's an even worse type of spending reward. Like if you want a spending reward, you want discounts, not rebates. And Wuthering Waves gives rebates for the stuff they do. They give you tokens back and then you can get wishes back. Whereas Honkai Star Rail gave you discount values. Another good example is Reverse 1999 had that half anniversary and they gave a coupon for a costume, like 33% off, which is awesome. I'm still not sure if I'm going to use it, but the option is there. I used it last half anniversary. I may use it this time. I don't know. But this is kind of what I expected. I was right on. You know, when you're unbiased, you tend to have some knowledgeable takes on what's going to happen in the industry, and that's what happens. I will say my biggest surprises for this actually are, well, ZZZ's number surprises me. I think it should be lower. This surprises me. Shorekeeper rerun should have been way higher, and it isn't. It kept it afloat, though, from the Cantarella, which Cantarella jumped up sales quite a bit, so maybe you can call that a float. So this is a little surprising for me. Other surprises, Genshin, lower. Well, no, I should say that this is where it should be. This number was way too high. And I'll need to check out SD Gundam, see if it's higher. And then I think also one of the surprises was Nikkei. I would expect Nikkei to do more, and it didn't. Maybe we'll find out in May. So that's going to be it for, you know, kind of the reaction to all of the, you know, the gacha news for April. It's pretty surprising, man. Some interesting stuff here. Now we're going to hear all the cope about how the charts don't matter and they're inaccurate. Oh, and then next month, if Wuthering Waves is like on top, they're gonna be like, "See, I told you it's the greatest game of all time." just wait and see. So that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this gave you some info as to what's going on in the gacha space, and I will catch you guys in the next time. Neptorka out. See you guys.